But there's more on Warren that has not previously been known. Which I'm just finding out about now. So Elizabeth Warren has made a huge part of her campaign the fact that she is not doing lavish fundraisers. She's not doing big fundraisers with, Democratic Party plutocrats. She's not doing big fundraisers with bankers, healthcare, fossil fuel, you name it. Of course, previously it came out that, yeah, she's not doing those fundraisers because she did it in 2018. She did them during her Senate re-election campaign and just transferred the money over. So this article, which was very interesting, Senator Elizabeth Warren keeps denouncing the 1%, but she stopped by Carla's in Los Altos Hills, the third most expensive zip code in the country, with a median household of over $248,000 for a fundraiser. The fundraiser was curiously unreported because the optics may have been less than ideal. This fundraiser was held, I believe, in October of 2018, so right before her Senate re-election campaign. Warren had claimed that she would be shunning big donors because candidates spend way too much time with wealthy donors. Her campaign has been billed as the best president money can't buy. Like everything else Warren said, including claims of Indian ancestry, it was best taken with Molly. So this guy obviously has a take. So the fundraiser he's talking about here was with Carla Jurvetson. She was married to a big venture capitalist. They got divorced, and I'm assuming she got a whole lot of money out of that divorce because she's been kind of a Democratic rainmaker in the 2018 election cycle and probably now the 2020 campaign. So during the 2018 election cycle, both Warren and Gillibrand raised the majority of their funds from women for the first time in either senator's career, according to the Center for Responsive Politics. Harris had nearly twice as many female donors as male donors, although 54.4% of the roughly 14.7 million she raised. I don't care about Harris. Let's move on. So great, you're getting all your big money from women instead of men. Wonderful. Donors like Jurvetson, again, was married to a big venture capitalist. They're divorced now. She's a psychiatrist, but she has a whole lot of money, probably from that divorce settlement. Donors like Jurvetson will be in high demand over the next 2 years. She hosted Warren for a fundraiser at her Los Altos Hills house last month. Again, this article is from November of 2018. So right before her presidential run, October 2018, Elizabeth Warren went to the third wealthiest zip code in America to have a fundraiser with a mega plutocrat who's pouring in, from what I've seen, lots and lots of money to establishment candidates. That's problematic because it kind of goes with what we already know, that she basically kind of just did some creative accounting here. She did all the lavish fundraisers right before her presidential run so that she had some money to start, transferred it over into her presidential campaign coffers, had a lot of money to start the campaign, more than Bernie, more than others to begin, and hired up a ton of people in Iowa. She hired more people in Iowa than any other campaign in the beginning, which has helped her create a strong ground game, among other things, in Iowa. So is it okay that she's not taking this big money in the primary because she took it a month before she announced? I mean, really, we're just talking about kind of calendar tricks. We're talking about her taking a ton of money from big plutocrats, going to private fundraisers that didn't get much media coverage, and then using that money for her campaign. By the way, this Carla Jurvetson, who she did a fundraiser with, also was able to get Warren the DNC voter database file, which was $100,000. So, candidates need access to the DNC voter files. Bernie Sanders, so far, has not paid for that access. So what happened, here's that article again. Carla Jurvetson, who Warren went to her house, probably kissed her ring a little bit, and got money from her and the other donors in attendance, third richest zip code in America. That new megadonor then cut $100,000 in checks to get Warren access to the DNC voter file. So what she did, instead of donating to Warren, Carla wrote 2 checks to the DNC. The payment was split up into 2 checks, one for $35,500 and the other for $64,500 to bypass FEC donation limits. One payment was labeled for the legal fund and the other for general operations. But both were allegedly about kicking $100,000 in so that Warren's campaign could get access to the voter file and take her message of not taking money from big donors to the people. Right before heading to a San Francisco 10,000 a seat cocktail party fundraiser with a $50,000 photo opportunity with Warren, well, this guy's putting in a little bit more literature on her Native American stuff. So this fundraiser she did at Carla's home, 10,000 a seat cocktail party fundraiser with $50,000 photo opportunity with Warren. Does that sound like somebody fighting corruption to you? $50,000 for a photo with Elizabeth Warren? $10,000 a seat? Unbelievable. The cognitive dissonance. And this is getting no attention. The media is certainly not going to cover it because they're going with this nonsense that Elizabeth Warren, she's anti-corrupt and she's against corruption. Yeah, she was for it last year, okay? And before, some of my establishment friends come at me, well, Jordan, you need money to fight campaigns, this and that. If you're truly progressive, Bernie Sanders just raised more money in 3 months than any other campaign has raised in this campaign. Before he was rushed to the hospital, $25.3 million. Can you imagine if Bernie Sanders was the nominee, how much money would pour in from him, from average working people in a 3-month span? Remember, general election, after the DNC, it's basically 3 months till the general election. You don't think Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren, if she did it the right way, could compete with small dollar donors? You think it's necessary to do $10,000 a seat cocktail parties in I don't know where that is, in the hills of California? You think this donor is just dropping $100,000 to the DNC out of the kindness of her heart to get Elizabeth Warren's campaign access to the DNC database and voter file? I don't know this woman. She might be nice. She's a psychiatrist. She probably got money from her divorce settlement from her vulture capitalist husband, who reportedly had a lot of affairs and whatever. Maybe she likes Warren's message of, anti-corruption and this and that, but most people don't give $100,000 to anything without a return, without an expectation of a return on investment. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.